What is up, YouTube? Today I'm going to be talking about something that some of you might find a little bit tricky, and that's the namespaces in C++. They're really not that hard. So, or if you guys don't know what it is, you might be interested in this because it can help you out a lot whenever you're programming, and it actually helps you if you don't understand them so that you're not so confused when you see that double colon thing. You know what I'm talking about if you're one of those people. Alright, so just CD and C wherever you make your projects. I'm going to be in desktop CPP, and I'm going to basically do a nano, and then we're going to make two headers, and inside those headers we're going to put functions. So we're going to make a header called add.h, which is just going to add two numbers. So int, and then we'll say I math, and we'll say int a, int b as our parameters, and then we're going to say return a plus b, and then we'll save it. And then we're going to make another one, nano sub.h, and then we'll say int I math again, int a, int b, return a minus b, and then save that. And then we're going to make a main function, and then we're going to say include iostream, include add.h, and then include sub.h, and then we'll say using namespace std. And here in a minute you're going to actually understand how this works completely. So let's make a main function, and then we're going to say return 0. Of course, need to add that in there. And then we're going to say basically to C out, and then we're going to say I math, and then give it the two parameters, and then we're going to end the line, and then our two parameters are going to be 10 and 8. So I mean, if you want to pause the video now and ask yourself what do you think is going to happen once you try to compile this. When you come back, I'll give an explanation. Alright, so if you're getting back, as you know that we use this I math function in both the add.h header and the sub.h header. So whenever this tries to compile, it's not going to know if this I math belongs to add.h or sub.h. It's going to spit you out an error, and basically saying, hey, I don't know what this function right here belongs to. You need to define it. So the way that we can define stuff like that is by using namespaces, which means we need to go back and go to our headers. So let's nano our add header first, and the way we're going to do this is we're going to make them into namespaces, and you do that by saying namespace, and then whatever you want your namespace name to be, we'll call this one add2, and then basically you put curly brackets around everything that you want your namespace add2 to be. So we're going to put curly brackets around this entire function, and that's going to make all that go into our namespace add2. So now we need to do this to our sub.h and say namespace. We'll just call it sub2 simplicity, and I always just like to give mine extra spaces just to make it look neat. You can also like tab. A lot of people do that so that it's easier to read, but it's all personal preference. So then you just save it, and then we go back. Now if we try to compile this now, it's still not going to work. As you can see, we still get an error, and basically it's spitting out telling us that we need to define our function because it doesn't know how to use it. So if we nano our main, as you can see, just because we defined them, it doesn't know which one to use still. And we can come up here and say using namespace add to, and that's going to tell it, hey, we're using namespace add to globally. So if you see this function, if you see anything that belongs in add to, you execute the add to header function. So if we save it and then we compile it, we shouldn't get any errors, and then we can run it, and it's going to give us 18. But the question is, what if you want to use both of these in the same project? Because if you have cout, the exact same thing, except you want this one to use the subtract function, there's no way you can't say using namespace sub 2 because you just put both those globally, and if you save it and try to compile it, it's not going to know where to look anymore, as you can see. So the way we can do this is by defining which namespace to use by calling the namespace name and then 2 semicolons and what you want to call in that namespace. So we can call on our namespace add 2, but 2 colons and tell it to call on the math function inside of it, and then down here we can say sub 2, 2 colons, and then call on it. And what it's going to do is it's going to tell it, hey, I belong to add 2. Hey, I belong to sub 2. So it knows where to look. Give me a second real fast. I swear I'm dying slowly. Alright, so basically that's telling it to know where to look. So if we save this and we try to run it now, we shouldn't get any errors. And if we run it, you can see the first one says 18, the second one says 2. So you can see the first one was adding and the second one was subtracting, just the way we wanted it to. Now, the same thing, now you can understand how this using namespace std works, which gives us this cout command. You could say std cout std cout and do that over and over on every single cout or cin, but you can see how that would be really annoying to type that out whenever you could just call it in up here, as long as nothing else uses the same function inside of it. So I believe if we take this off, since we included IOStream, this should work. And I get an error because inline wasn't defined. So even on the end lines, you need std. You can see how this can be vigorous and annoying. So let's try it now. As you can see, it works, but it's really annoying whenever you could just add a namespace and then just call it like that. So this is Anonymous Mentor, kind of showing you how the namespaces work, and I hope it helped you if you were kind of confused about it. If you have a comment, or if you have a question, just put it in the comment and I'll get back to you. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you want more content, subscribe, and I hope you all have a great day.